Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. So today is the day I am finally sharing my Paris Hermès appointment story, my bag appointment story. I've been meaning to do this video, but I've had so much happen in the last few months and there were just other videos that needed to be shared. And when you hear my story, you'll probably get me why I've been thinking, should I even share this story or should I not? But I thought about it and I thought, you know what? You guys are like my friends and we're like little YouTube family here. So I've decided this story is probably interesting enough to share with you guys. Enough rambling, let's get straight into the story from the very beginning. Hubby and I were on our European honeymoon last September and our last destination was France. So we planned to spend about 5 days in Paris and another 5 days in the south of France exploring the Provence as well as the Riviera. So we decided as soon as we landed in Paris, we are going to start applying for Hermès appointments. I'm sure a lot of you guys are already familiar, but for those of you who may not be so familiar with Hermès Paris, Paris has 3 Hermès stores. You can walk into any of those stores to purchase anything except leather goods. Leather goods include things like bags and wallets. So you cannot walk in and buy any leather good without an appointment because of the demand. So many people are interested in their leather goods. So how do we get an appointment? We do need to apply online the night before the day that we want to go in for a leather appointment. So you can basically apply the day before your desired appointment day during Hermès's trading hours, which I remember it's from 10:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. and you need a phone number and your passport number, so each person can only apply once a day. Now there are so many applicants each day and there are only a set number of appointments available for each day. If you're not into Hermès, this may sound really crazy, but if you have shopped Hermès and you do take interest in their bags, then you'll probably understand. So each day your odds of getting an appointment is so slim. It's like a lottery system. Apparently thousands of people apply, or they say like 20,000 people apply every single day, and there are only something like 100 appointments for all 3 stores combined in Paris. The reason why these appointments are so popular is because Paris is probably the only place that you can walk into one of these appointments and get a coveted Hermès bag such as the Birkin, Kelly or Constance. Most of the other places in the world, you do need to find a sales associate, build a purchase history, then your sales associate might offer you to buy one of these desired bags. But in Paris, if you're lucky, you might be able to purchase one of these bags without having any purchase history. And this is why it is so competitive to get one of these appointments. And mind you, the prices of these bags in France is just so much lower than anywhere else in the world. When you compare it to Australia, it's about 30% cheaper. But the good thing is, it doesn't take too much time to apply online. So you can just go about your day. It's not like you're physically lining outside the store. So back to our story. Hubby and I landed in Paris on a Monday, I believe. So Sundays, they don't open. So if you want an appointment on a Monday, you have to apply on the Saturday before. So we started applying from the Saturday and we were hoping to get an appointment while we were still in Paris for that 5 days. So we applied every single day under my name and under his name, and we weren't successful in getting any appointment for the first 5 days. On the 5th day that we were leaving Paris to fly to Nice to explore the south of France, and even while we were in the south, we kept applying online because I just had to try. And say if I was in Nice, it's only a 2-hour flight. As much as it sounds really crazy, we thought if we get an appointment, great. If we don't, we don't. But if we try, at least we have the option whether to decide to go or not go. So we were in the south of France for another 4 additional nights. And every single day we were not successful. But on that very last day that we were leaving Nice, we applied that night and we were flying back to Paris the next day. That was already the plan for us anyway, because we were flying out of Paris to get back to Korea, then to come to Sydney. We had to go back to Paris to catch our long flight to Korea. So the day before we planned to fly back to Paris, I get an email from Hermès before 7 o'clock, around 6:40 p.m. saying that we are pleased to confirm your appointment tomorrow at this time, and it was 6:15 p.m. I couldn't believe I finally got an appointment. Hubby still didn't get an appointment. So we were thinking, wow, this is really great because we have to go back to Paris anyway. And tomorrow our flight lands in Paris at 1 a.m. So it'll give us plenty of time to get back into the city, check into our hotel, because we were staying 1 more night in Paris because our long international flight was the next morning. Anyway, we thought the timing was great But then I started thinking, so many people have said on social media that if you get the latest appointment in the day or later appointments in the day, they usually have run out of stock already, so they'll have no bags left. So I didn't expect too much, but I was just happy that we didn't have to change plans and we could at least attend an appointment and try our luck. So we get to our hotel around 3 or 4 p.m. and we had made a reservation at Cafe Marley, which is the cafe that you just have to go to because of the beautiful Louvre view. The food wasn't great and the cafe itself is not all that great, but you get amazing photos and the view is beautiful. So we had made a reservation at 5 p.m. there. So we spent a little bit under an hour there, enjoyed our food, and we started walking back towards Hermès. It is within walking distance. I believe it was about 15-20 minute walk. Oh, by the way, I got an appointment at the Mothership store, which is the Faubourg store, FSH, which is the biggest store in Paris. They're supposed to have more stock, which means your likelihood of possibly getting offered a bag is a little higher. So we get there around 10 past 6, about 5 minutes early to our appointment. We report to the concierge that we are here for our leather goods appointment. And even the concierge people, I think they get harassed by customers like us all the time asking if there's a cancellation. So they are really firm to say no. But when I showed them the confirmation email, they're like, oh, finally someone with an appointment. So, you know, they were really, really nice about it when I actually had an appointment. So they told us our sales associate won't be too long, just have a browse around. And we meet our beautiful sales associate on the dot at 6:15 and the store closes at 6:30. So here we are thinking, what can we do in 15 minutes really? I mean, you never know. So we first meet our SA and she's this beautiful young French lady and she hadn't been with the company for very long, but she approached us and started greeting us in Korean. So she said, 안녕하세요. And we're like, you speak Korean? And she was like, yes, I speak Korean. I love Korean. I'm like, how did you know that we were Korean? She said, I already saw your name on the appointment and my passport name is my Korean name. So she figured that I was Korean and she started greeting me in Korean. And from then, I just get the best vibes. I was like, I think this is a good sign. We're gonna get along. And she was just so kind and friendly. So we had a little small chat in Korean. I asked her, how did you learn Korean? Your Korean's so good. And she said, I learned on my own online, you know, watching videos and through apps and things. I was like, wow, but like you sound so good. She was quite fluent and she was telling me how she's traveling to Korea at the end of the year. Anyway, after about 5 minutes of small chat, she said to me, I'd love to keep chatting, but the store has to close really soon. So we'll get straight into what you want in a bag. What bag would you like? So obviously I'm gonna give her some options. So I told her a smaller Birkin or Kelly, cringing because I knew every single person probably asked for that. So I said, either a Birkin 25, Kelly 25, even better if you have a mini Kelly because I absolutely love my mini Kelly. I was carrying my black mini Kelly. You guys know that I use that bag so much. I absolutely love it. So straight up, she says to me, sorry, I checked for my previous client and there were just no small size Birkins or Kellys left, but I'm gonna go over and check something. So she's gone for only like a couple of minutes. Usually these essays, when they go to the stock room to check the available bags, they're gone for much, much longer, like 10-20 minutes. But she came back pretty quickly, I guess because they were closing soon. And she said, yeah, as expected, there were just no small Birkins or Kellys left in stock. But what I can do for you is you can customize a bag exactly how you like it. But I know you're from Australia. The only thing is these bags take about 6 to 12 months to make and you have to actually come back to Paris to pick it up. And hubby and I just looked at each other. We're like, customize a bag? Like you mean like a special order? She's like, yeah, like a special order. Like it was no big deal. She was so casual about it. She didn't make a fuss about it. She's like, yeah, like a special order. Like, it's just, you know, it's just a special order. We're like, what? Of course, like we would love that. So she goes, okay, I'll bring the paperwork and, you know, I have to find a box for you so you can choose your bag and colors and leathers and all of that. So she's gone for about 5 minutes to get all the stuff sorted. And the whole time, hubby and I looked at each other, we're like, what is happening? Like, what just happened? Did she just offer us a special order after knowing us for like 10 minutes? This cannot be happening. Like, can't believe this is happening, but we'll go with the flow. Anyway, she comes back with some papers and these were the forms that I was really familiar with. As you guys know, I've been lucky enough to do a special order here in Sydney at my local boutique back in 2020. If I didn't have that experience, I almost wouldn't have believed that it was happening. But because I've already had that same experience back in Sydney, when I saw the forms and the paperwork that she brought, I knew that this was happening. But then she didn't bring the whole special order box with all the leather samples and hardware samples. And she was so casual about it as well. She's like, are you pretty sure what you want? I couldn't find the box. We had a special order earlier and I don't know where it is. I mean, the Paris Faubourg store is massive. And she said, we don't have a lot of time for me to go chase it. Do you mind if I just show you the colors and leathers on my phone? I said, yeah, of course, that's fine, because I've already had experience with the box back in 2020. So we basically picked my bag, customized it exactly how I want. So that whole process took about 10 minutes. And at the end, she said, if you don't hear from us, don't worry, they may send you an email to confirm, they may not. But if you don't hear anything from us, that's actually a good thing, because sometimes we contact you if we don't have that leather or that color, there's a shortage, then we want you to select something else. So if you don't actually hear from us, that's a great thing. I don't know, the whole thing just sounded really, really uncertain. Anyway, so we left the store, said goodbye to our lovely associate, and basically the whole appointment was in Korean. It was just such a lovely experience. So that's basically what happened at our Paris appointment. Hubby and I both applied 8 times before I got an appointment, so it was definitely much harder to get an appointment. By the way, on my profile, I did have a little bit of purchase history. You guys know that I picked up some boots and a couple of cashmere scarves. I unboxed everything on my channel that I got from the Paris store. So what I show you in my Paris haul video is everything that I bought from Hermès. So I guess I do have a little bit of a purchase history, but that purchase history I don't think had much to do with me getting an appointment. It still took me 8 goes to get an appointment, even after purchasing those bits and pieces. And 2, I really don't think that was enough of a spend to warrant me a special order. So I truly believe that it is quite random what they offer to clients. But now here comes the hesitation why. Even when I came back home, I really felt like this wasn't real. Like I said, until I actually have the bag, I probably won't even believe it. So I wasn't actually going to share this story with anybody, because it's not like I have the bag. So we come back home, go about our day as usual. We still occasionally talk about it. How crazy was it? Is it really happening? And then like 2 months later, I get an email from Hermès Faubourg Cure, which I think means leather department, notifying us that our job has been transferred to the workshop. I never got that email for my special order here in Sydney, so we thought, oh, that's kind of nice that at least there's a bit of a paper trail now. But even then, didn't think too much of it. And then soon after that, we found out that I was pregnant. So now the dilemma is, the timeline that the SA gave us was 6 to 12 months. Now we were in Paris back in September, so our order was placed at the end of September. So 6 months would be, say, March, April, which is basically now. Or if it goes all the way to 12 months, it will be this September. Neither of these times will work out for me because of my pregnancy. Right now, I am about 20 weeks pregnant, and I believe it is a little bit risky to travel after about 28 weeks in case you go into early labor. And I generally feel like it'll just be too long of a way to go all the way to Paris while I'm pregnant, no matter what week I am in. Even if I go now at 20 weeks, which is meant to be the best time to travel during your pregnancy, I don't think flying for like 20 hours is really that great for a pregnant person. So if the bag comes sometime soon, I definitely cannot go to Paris, and I believe that I have to go in person to pick it up because I have to be the passport holder that the bag order was placed under. The situation's not much better if the bag does come in 12 months in September. I'm due to give birth in August, so if the bag comes in September, I'll be like 1 month postpartum. I don't think I'm going anywhere. I'll be struggling. I'll have a 1-month-old. It is definitely not happening for the foreseeable future. So we really don't know how this is all going to pan out. A couple of weeks ago, I actually emailed Hermès Faubourg store to that same email address that sent me that update email. I replied to that email explaining my situation. Is there any way that we can get an estimated date around when the bag might be ready? And they actually replied to my email within the day, which I was really surprised about. They were really polite, congratulated me on my pregnancy, and they just advised me the bag is not complete yet, and unfortunately we can't predict how much longer it is going to take, but we will let you know as soon as the bag is ready. So everything's a little bit up in the air. I don't even know what's gonna happen if this bag comes while I'm either heavily pregnant or I've just given birth, I definitely can't go to pick it up. So I'll either have to ask them, how long can you actually hold the bag for? Maybe I can travel 6 months after giving birth. But it all depends on how my baby is. If the baby is difficult, I'm not going anywhere. I've got friends who told me, don't even think about going all that way, at least for 2 years. So I have no idea whether we can even go pick it up. Even if we can't go pick it up, it was a great experience. I mean, at least that's what I'm telling myself. And like I said, if circumstances don't let me go pick up the bag, it is not the end of the world. We are so ecstatic that we are having our first baby. This is obviously by far the most important thing in our lives right now. So if this pregnancy and our beautiful baby mean that we can't really travel to Paris to pick up a bag, I know it's an Hermès special order bag, but it's still just a bag. That's completely okay. There are more important things in life. So even though I am dying to get that bag and it would be our honeymoon bag, it's okay. We've got the most amazing thing happening in our lives right now, so we're okay. Even as I'm filming this, I'm hesitating, do I even share this story? Because I don't want to appear to be like a big mouth with no substance to show. But no matter what happens, it's a good story, so I think I will share it. But I hope you enjoyed my story time. Wish me luck that I can make it there to pick up my bag and share it with all of you guys. But there it is. That was my Paris Hermès appointment story. I hope you enjoyed this chatty video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I have a playlist of Hermès videos on my channel, so if you're interested, I'll leave that playlist on screen. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending some of your precious time with me today, and I can't wait to see you again soon in my next video. Bye guys.